Yeah, it looks pretty good. Use a wash. That's fine. Yeah, everything looks to be alright. Alright. You know, kid ain't home. Grandkids ain't home. You know, I really haven't tested this thing out very well. I probably should do that. Well, let's see here. Alright. See what this bad boy can do. Oh, yeah. A little bit of slide going on. Look at that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We can live with that. Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Can we get any, if we can get some air with this thing. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Whoa, now. Look at that. Oh. All right. Nobody really at the dealership today. Neighbors ain't nowhere around. Well, that looks like some air right there. Let's try that. Yeehaw. Ooh, oh, uh-oh, ow, ooh, oof, ow, ow, ooh, oof. I think that's going to leave a bruise. That kind of hurt a little bit. Um, um, uh-oh. Hello? Yes. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm driving around in the little Mahindra. Well, what do you mean you saw? Look, young lady, what do you mean you set my camera up to record? It's recording now. But did I ask you to do that? No. What do you mean, do I have a death wish? No, I don't have a death wish. Well, I mean, I have had to put up with your mom for the last few days, so okay, maybe I do. But what? What are you even bothering me for? What you saw me do that, and the grandkids saw that. Well, okay, and I'm on speakerphone. Fine. Um, Kids don't do what Granddad did because Granddad is allowed to do that because he's old and he's allowed to, and it's his stuff. Okay? Yeah. No. What do you mean that isn't good enough? I'm sorry. Who's living in my house? Who took my truck? The truck that's not right here that you ran off in on the day when you knew that we were cutting grass and making hay. Hmm? Where are you? Exactly. I was in the sheds all night in the dairy barn with the cows all night for the last 2 nights. Yes, part of that was because your mom was here. No, I'm not going to cook her a steak. She knows where the steaks are. They're in the freezer. Same as you know where they're at. Just because I can cook a steak good doesn't mean. Look, you got me on live. I need to go so I can explain what we're doing out here on the farm. What do you mean? So you're not coming in to help today because you're going to take the kids to the water park. You know how it's not that warm outside to be going to the water park. Oh, you're taking them to that Wild West thing. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah. When you get back, you fix my camera to where it comes on when I tell it to come on, not when you decide it needs to start. Don't be messing with my stuff. You already took my truck. You basically taken over my house. Yeah, you basically taken over my house. and you've yet to do any work on this property whatsoever. Okay. Have fun. Yeah. Well, hi guys. How y'all doing today? Um, what, what mm, so, you know, sometimes it's really nice to just have a day to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just really nice. Unless somebody fixes your camera to where it turns on and goes live. Yeah. Y'all might want to double check that stuff. Anyway, for the last couple of days, we have been, or the last couple of months, I should say, because we're in May now. We have been in the dairy barn over here trying to figure out exactly. Okay, so as long as I have the tractor running, hooked up to this, and I can dump food out. So when I pull in here, I dump the food in. As long as I leave it that way, um, so far as I've been able to tell when I time scale, it continually keeps this full of TMR. So as you can see, we got us a new trailer, 18,000 liters. We put the silage in here because I want to make sure that this did not run out. The problem I'm having though is well, our productivity is still 100% now. They had a calf and it dropped to like 80, like the health dropped to like 83%, and the productivity dropped and all this other nifty stuff, and it was a it was interesting. Um, so I spent the last 2 nights basically standing right here watching that drop TMR in and watching down in the right hand corner the health, food, milk, all this stuff, trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to manage to get enough milk, to get enough cheese and butter, and the additional 5,000 liters of milk I need by the end of this year. I'm not any further in knowledge at this point, except to know that this will keep this full as long as I got a tractor attached to it and running. And I've already offloaded some of it. So that bale of silage will go back out there where that hay is um, when we go into our next month. The big tractor that's currently attached to the John Deere mower will come back in here and attach to this. And we'll run overnight and see how we go. And hopefully we'll get a decent amount of milk. We got 20 cows in this barn right now. I am considering maxing that out, but I still don't know. Like, I'm told that it's 1,500 liters a month that a cow eats, but um, I don't know. Anyway, yesterday after I left y'all, we put. Now remember, there's 18,000 liters. There was more than that. Because we were um, doing this for 2 months in a row. There was over 200,000 liters of TMR in here. We're still right at 200,000 at the moment. The grass had Cousin Skeeter from Cousin Skeeter's channel over there. He messaged me or told me in the told me in a message on one of my other videos that the creator of the Ray County, Missouri map. Um, this I was saying that somehow I was missing 100,000 liters from when I had done meadow grass and had put in grass. That somehow it went from 240 some odd thousand liters down to like 140,000, and that there was no way that made any sense. The math wasn't calculating because this grass is supposedly better than meadow grass. Well, come to find out, apparently the map maker of Foray County, Missouri here, decided in his, I don't know what you would call it, infinite wisdom, or I don't know. But cousin Skeeter over there, he said he told me that he had checked the Ray County map XML files, and the map maker lowered the yield of the grass to 1.2 liters per square meter. It's normally around 2.18 liters per square meter, and the meadow is 4.37 liters per square meter. So there's no wonder I lost 100,000 freaking liters of grass. Um, because it's just the, I mean, it's not, that's a lot, guys. Just saying. So I'm liable to pay to turn the entirety of this back into meadow, or at least maybe, I don't know, uh, maybe that field there and that field there, I might just turn back into meadow and keep this one and use it for something. I don't know yet. Um, but in saying that, we have got it to grow. It's May. It's ready to harvest. Um, as you can see, it's saying it needs to be harvested. So we're going to start that out today. First thing I want to do is we have put people into every single one of our greenhouses. No, you can't see them. They're hiding. They didn't want to be on camera. So there's let's see. There is, let me check. I got it all written down in here. So there is Sienna and Ari is in this greenhouse. James and Greg run that greenhouse right there. The two single ones, we have Victoria. Yeah, Victoria's in that one, and Alyssa's in this one. Um, now we're going to be getting a couple of folks for this greenhouse soon, probably next month. That is red beet, and that should probably be carrots. It is carrots. Excellent. We now have, this is two greenhouses. This is a medium greenhouse and then another one at the back. We have two people in both of those. Paul and Sharon in the back one, and Marissa and Elaine are in this front one. And then we've got the two large glass greenhouses, and we've got Mina and Sophie in. Mina and Sophie are in this one, and Kayla and Larissa are in this one. So that brings. Let's see. That's one, two, just in greenhouses. So two there, 4, 6, 8. There'll be 10 once I put the two in this one. But right now, so far, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 for the back one. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people working on this property just in greenhouses. Not to mention the all-in-one down there, the sawmill, and the farm production down the bottom down there. So that's a fair few people. You know what I'm saying? That brings us up to, we're paying out $48,000 a month in salaries. So, um, we're 2 months that we need to fix that with. So we're about to do that right now. Add and remove money. Okay. Minus 96,000. That's how much, yeah. So there you go. 96,000 in um, employee payments. But, they're helping us out a lot, so, I ain't complaining. Because I most certainly couldn't get the productions running like this the way that they can. Now, I had 5,000 liters of milk in storage. I decided I was going to take that milk and shove it down into the all-in-one production so that we could try to get more butter and more cheese, because at the end of this year, we're going to need, in year 2, we're going to need, we've got our 10 pallets of bread. So actually, while we're sitting here thinking about that, we'll just let it keep storing the bread, and we're going to deactivate that for the time being. We need 10 pallets of butter and 10 pallets of cheese by the end of this year. We're in May. Every drop of milk I had is in this all-in-one. every single bit. Well, I don't know. He's got 198 liters up here. If I could figure out a way to get that out, I would. And I'd take it down there too. So, are we going to make it? All I can say is it's going to be tight. And I'm probably not going to make this year's because of my own lack of knowledge in regards to cows and dairy in and of itself. I'm still not 100% sure on the numbers. Supposedly the cows are supposed to be given like 150 liters of milk per cow per month. I'm not getting that. So, because I had 10 cows, I should be getting, 1,500 plus liters. I wasn't getting that. I barely made it last year and had a little bit of milk left over. And I had 10 cows last year. I got 20 now. If I add more, health goes down, productivity goes down. Obviously, food increases. But I don't know what else to do. Like, there always seems to be like a ramp up time when you bring in new animals. It seems like it. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying it seems like there's sort of a ramp up time before they actually start producing. I have 20 cows in here. At this point, there's 187 liters of milk. I actually took the realistic milking times off just to see if that was a problem. I'm actually considering going ahead and dragging another 10 of these in here. I just brought these on last month, and I don't know if it's worth it or not, to be quite honest. But I think we're going to go ahead and do it and cross our fingers that we'll make enough milk to be able to churn out the butter. Yeah, that was a pun. Not a very good one, but still. Get the butter and the cheese and have the 5,000 liters of milk by the end of the year. That's going to hurt us because, as you can see, I just spent that. If you come back in here and look, health dropped to 83%. So for some reason, it says that the health is down to 83%, even though we're at productivity of 100%. Health, okay, so apparently the health, see, it's like a ramp up time. They come in, their health is nothing. And it's like, I just bought the cows. Why would I buy a cow that is at 0% health? I'm pretty sure that's not something I'd do in real life. So why am I doing it in the game? Um, but it is what it is. Give them a month, and apparently they'll be up to 100% because that's what happened with these guys. 1 month they're up to 100%. Hopefully, give these guys 1 month, they'll be up to 100%. And I will be basically setting up a cot in here, basically living in the dairy barn, attempting to figure out how many times I got to feed these guys to make sure that we can produce what we need to produce. All right. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's definitely a learning curve for me, and I'm enjoying the learning curve. But I really should have done more research for this challenge, because again, I feel like we're playing catch up. We got our 4 little pigs. They're happy as Larry. They're at 100% health, and they're even producing a little bit of slurry. Now it says that I've got 18,142 liters of straw in there. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. They're kind of cute. They'll make really good bacon. Anyway, we just took some of the pig feed that's been making down there, tossed it right here, and they're just eating it as it goes. I kind of feel like I should, like if there was a shed of some type, like a really, really small lean-to type thing or something like that, I feel like I should actually put it over the top of the food, because if it rains or, snows or hails or whatever, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could spend 3 grand to do that, but I mean, that doesn't even look right. And of course, it's taking up space over here. Um, but there's nothing that I can find, small shed wise, that I can just kind of, I don't know, stick over the top of it. Everything is just, I mean, like this, 10 grand. Uh, yeah, I mean, that would kind of look cool, but um, just way too big. Even these, I mean, like they're cheap, but holy crap, they're big. I guess technically we could put a lean-to like that, but I mean, it kind of looks stupid, to tell the truth. I don't know if there's like, um, maybe in decorations, I mean, I guess technically we could do that. What do you reckon? Think that would work, guys? Um, I mean, I'm tempted to put another one of these out. Um, I mean, it only holds. Well, actually, wait. Where was that? Good googly goo. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's just a small shed. I mean, I guess technically we could sort of try to do something with it, but again, we're going to wind up with it going into this. I really do need to learn how to do some of this, I guess. Oh, shells. Interesting. I didn't even realize I had those. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I just, wow. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we will put this this little doohickey like this over it, and we'll fix that whole thing right there. Obviously, okay, there we go. I kind of like to turn the snapping on sometimes because it helps to even it out. We'll only bring our Mahindra in here, basically to drop pig food off. There we go. All right. So, you know, it's not perfect, but to me it looks a little bit better. And it is homesteady. You know, I'm not going to sit. I mean, honestly, if it was me, I'd drop four befores, pop a roof on the top of it, and maybe a little few rough sawn logs around it, and boom, there you go, done. It damn sure wouldn't have cost me $1,000 to do it, especially when I got my own sawmill. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, we're gonna chop some grass today. Um, yeah, that thing got a heck of a workout um yesterday afternoon because we just went a little bit crazy with the TMR. We still have a fair bit left. It's we put all of our silage and a few hay bales back into this one. Um, I mean, yeah, so we got 20 hay bales and we got 25 round bales, so we can make some more TMR if we need to. Um, we could get some goats, but the problem is I don't know exactly where I'd put them. Um, I mean, I got so many greenhouses. Like, where would I put them? Like, I don't even know what size a goat pen is. I mean, I wanted to uh, get some more trees and put back into this area because I had to cut them out of the way, and I had to move the beehive that was here so that I could try to fit all these in. Um, but I mean, like if you look at goats, which are I think they're in yeah, they're in a sheep. Um, wow, that thing's 12,000 for something that's that massive. That's insane. And look at this. Look. This is small. It's 45,000. What's this? Well, that wouldn't work because it only gives 25, and 25 is not going to be enough because I think it's like 25 liters per goat per month, goat milk. Um, I mean, we could do a sheep pasture. Yeah, boy. I don't know. I guess we could put it over here. Um, but then it's going to want me to raise one side, and yeah, I'm not doing all that. I mean, I guess we could do it sort of like flip it around. I don't. Would I need 300? I mean, I guess I would with the amount of milk that I'm going to need. But that, that basically erases that entire area. Um, and that's it. That's all I got, guys. Like, that's it. I haven't done much with sheep at all. So, you know, I don't even know if you can get would I mean, can you look to see if there's going to be a milk trigger? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to. I guess I have to go look at cousin Skeeter's. Um, he's got a sheep pen that seems familiar. Seems to be a bit like this one. It's got milk and everything. I don't. Was it this one? It was similar to this one. And you can customize it, but I don't know if it gives milk. And that's something that makes me nervous because I would need the milk. I don't need something that's not going to give me milk. I mean, we can change this up too, but I mean, is it going to give us milk? That's the thing. I need to know if one of the I don't know. I will I will probably look into that later after we finish up this episode, um, and see how we're gonna go on that. Anyway, let's fire this big boy up, and we've already dropped it. I finally figured out how to wait. Oh, okay. Finally figured that out, how to hide that. That was nice. Um, so we're gonna go. Yep, sounds like the aircraft carrier is taking off. I don't know if those things are actually turning or they're just shaking. Anyway, all right, let's get moving. Now this tractor that I've got, yes, I'm not using the other one right now. This one's got 220 horsepower in it, and she moving on. You know what I'm saying? She making it happen. But we're not getting the cuts we need. Oh, whoa, where are we going? No, 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 no. We're not doing that. She's a little bit more temperamental too. I got to get used to this one. She got a little bit more of a. She's got a little bit more oomph in her than a little 7810 over there. Let's see. Swing that. Yep. All right. I went ahead and planted some of this meadow grass in the middle where the road's at, because to me it just made it look like it was more. It just made sense. Basically, it made it look like it was more of a homestead, and that's where the tracks were, and that, this and that, the other thing. It just seemed to hit better. Um, it costs a little bit to do that, and again, I am considering going back to pure meadow in the majority of this and just repainting it in and letting it charge me for it, because the difference between having a meadow, um, we missed all of that. Lord, am I going to have to go get another? Okay. I may have to wind up going and getting another bush hog to cut properly on this, I guess, because we're missing a few bits. Anyway, I'll come back the other direction, I guess. So, yeah, she pulls this without no problem. When the youngin came and said, "Oh, I want a new tractor," I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? There are certain things like that, like the plow and the cultivator. It would be really nice to have a little bit more oomph under the hood, so that we could do, so that we could, like get through it a little bit faster. But I didn't want to go, Big Bud or something, or Traction King or something like that, because that's just a little too big for this. That one's not bad. It's a little bigger than the other one, but it would be something I reckon you'd see because it's a kind of an all-around tractor. It can pull anything. It can haul 18,000 liters of freaking TMR. Uh, it can do all of it, and it's not going to bottle down. And this is my whole mantra of the whole, oh, work smarter, not harder. Um, Being able to just, plow through stuff really quickly, getting her done, and moving on to the next thing, to me, is much more important than. I mean, it's still not a new tractor. Um, as you can tell, it ain't got depth on it. I'm planning a series to where, um, basically it's a used tractor series, but like I have to use the used vehicle um, mod predominantly. I can't buy anything new. I have to use um, basically um, as vintage as possible. So starting out, we would probably be using something like the old Ford that we have, um, or similar old JD, old John Deere's, something along those lines. And it would be that would be our starting point. Why is it not cutting it? I mean, we literally just ran over it, and it looked like it was cutting it. Now, see, it's just, that's going to annoy me. Did it cut it then? No. Are you? I just don't see how it's not cutting. Me and this mower, well, me and this mower ain't getting along very well. If we do that, we're just going to go out in traffic. Yeah, we ain't worried about it. What are they going to do? Run over it? Sure, go for it. Well, we got some of it, but holy crap. We had to work for it, didn't we? Anyway, let's get on up here and get the rest of this done. This shouldn't take long. If I quit messing around down here, it shouldn't take long at all. But apparently it's going to take a while because we can't get it to cut where we need it to. Fine. Let's see. We'll go ahead and get this little piece here. Look around. And I did notice another reason I got this one is like when we went through here and that's a little bit of a head. See, I missed that bit back there. That's a little bit of a hill over there. That's a please don't hit. Yeah, well, boy, I tell you what, they got some strong buildings in this game. I ain't even gonna lie. When we started the hill over here, when we were what's the word I'm looking for? I need English today. I'm not doing very good with English. When we came up here with our cultivator, boy, she drug down a bit when we came up here with our cultivator. And the bad part is I was running it as automatic, and it kept trying to shift up a gear when it just should have stayed in the gear it was in. Because you'd go up a gear and it'd bog down, and then it's having to switch gears again, and it's like, dude, are you kidding me? It drove me up a wall so much that I went in, turned it off automatic, and did it myself. I just put it in too high, and yeah, she went. But the game was like, but, no, there is no buts. This is what we're doing. Get around the curve, come on. See that thing? Let's go. Um, but yeah, we did that, and it held it really good. I don't like pushing my tractors to, you know, really high revs if I don't have to. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? She was running, I think she was running around 2,300 or so. I mean, my Massey, I got a little Massey Ferguson that I use to do bush hogging. You know, when I set it to do bush hogging, she's running about 2,400 RPMs, depending. I think we just need to just go through that. Yep. But yeah, just depending. You know, I'll be running 2,400 RPMs, and we got to go. You know, it's just that's just the way it is. Got to go. But I baby that thing. I ain't even gonna lie about it. She, she's. I don't think that she's really. I've got a bigger. Well, I say I got a bigger. I have the size of bush hog on it that it's supposed to have. But it had that mulching thing on it, and that she'd bog down like no tomorrow over that thing. You're running around at like 2 mile an hour if you're lucky, trying to get through the field, and it was just clogging it up and everything. And I was finally like, you know what, I'm done with this. So I went in, reset it up, ripped the mulcher out from under the back end of it. And I'm sure there's people sitting there saying, well, you shouldn't do that. And I ripped the chains off. I ripped it all off. I'm sure, like I said, there's somebody out there, you shouldn't do that. Well, you know what? It's my tractor. I'll do what I please. Now, usually if I'm out there by the road, I'm very conscious of the fact that, you know, it could kick a rock up, break somebody's windshield and all that nifty stuff. I lived in Australia for 17 years, and while I was there, I ran a, yes, I know you there, pigs. I ran a lawn care company. Well, actually, it's landscaping / lawn care / trees, gardening, raised beds. I built raised beds. I created full gardens and blah, blah, blah. I did all that nifty stuff. Yeah, one of the main concerns with that is I had insurance just in case I hit a rock and it went and hit somebody's car window. I think I think I did that for like 7 years before I decided I was going to buy, 7 or 8 years before I decided I was going to buy an old dump truck down there and run it on the road construction they had going. But in all that time, in like 7, 8 years I was doing it, I had one rock hit a car's passenger window. And I have no idea where that rock came from, because I will tell you now, the area that I was doing it in didn't have a single rock. I'm still trying to figure out. There were no rocks in that area, period. None. I went and looked. I don't even know what that large scale supplier, I don't even know what that means. I went and looked all over the place for any other rocks in that entire area and couldn't find one. And the lady said that, you know, I hit it, and I was like, ma'am, you know, I apologize. And I just went ahead and paid for it out of pocket, didn't even claim it on the insurance. And wound up getting a customer out of it, mind you. And then I had another one that went through the front window of somebody's house, and again, couldn't find any rocks in the region, so I guess somebody thrown it out, or it came off somebody's tire or whatever. Anyway, that one went on insurance because that was a little expensive. So yeah, I'm very, very aware of rocks and any type of other stuff. And normally what I'll do is if I'm out by the road, we have it's not a very, well, I say it's not a very used road. It is early in the mornings when people go to work, and late in the afternoon when people are going home. Any other time, you're lucky if you see any traffic on that freaking road, you know. So yeah, I did a few passes on it, and always watching out for cars. When I see a car, push off gets turned off, I don't even take the chance, you know. So far, knock on wood, everything has been fine. But for the most part, the rest of the property is just that one stretch. The rest of the property is not even near anything to be able to hit something, you know. Which is a good thing. So yeah. So guys, this is probably going to take a minute. I might go ahead and just jump cut and finish the mowing up. Then we'll get you back out here. We are making hay out of this. Because I will mix up some more of, because you can't use silage on goats. So if we're going to do goats, I might as well make all of it hay. The silage that is over there right now in that in the storage over there, I just pulled it out and make more TMR. I should have more than enough TMR for the rest of this year at this point. But I guess it wouldn't really hurt to make some more. That way we'll have it for next year as well. I'm sure we'll get another cut off this. I mean, it's May. We did our last cut, I think, was in November of last year. So we're definitely not going to get another. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've been able to cut it, because last month I looked at it before I changed months, and it wasn't grown enough. So we're only going to get probably another 2 cuts off of it. I may or may not. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I may or may not. I mean, I have sort of made up my mind, because, you know, if you change the XML in the settings to reduce the amount of grass that is put out, if I'm putting down this grass and I'm making sure there ain't no weeds in it, and I'm doing the fertilizing to it and everything else, and I'm only getting like a return of like 1.8, whatever it was, and the meadow grass is producing 4 point something, false. No, we're putting down meadow grass. I ain't even playing that game. I'll just charge myself extra. Like, it already charges me to put down meadow grass. I'll just charge myself an extra 10K or something like that for it. I mean, I don't even care. But we probably will keep at least one field available for crops, because that's why I turned all these pastures back into grassland, because I was not getting the yield I should be getting off of it. Like I said, if I had known that they had reduced it and increased the yield off of, I mean, somebody explain that to me. How are you going to tell me that meadow grass is better than the actual grass that you grow, plowed, weeded, fertilized, etc. And again, you looked at it. Most of this is at plus 97% yield. How are you going to tell me that meadow grass is better than this? Come on, really? I mean, I'm not mad at the map maker, but you know, if you're going to screw around with something, at least make it make sense, please. That's all I'm asking. Common sense dictates that meadow grass is not as good as planted grass. I can tell you that right now. There are farmers and people like myself that will tell you you will spend a fair chunk of change putting down grass that is worthy of hay. Meadow grass, while it will function as hay, and it can, and people have done it for years, when you actually do pasture improvement, the hay that you get off that pasture improvement is 100 times better than any meadow grass you'll ever find. And it produces better than any meadow grass you'll find. Most of the time, depending on the grass type. But, yeah. It's not like we have grass types in game. There are different grass types. There are certain grass types that, you know, are better for cattle. I'm sure there are some. I've heard there are some that are better for sheep and goats and blah 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 blah. But I mean, you know the old saying about what you hear. I always tell people that believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. If somebody tells you something, just nod your head and go on. But if you really want to know, look it up and find out for yourself. That's the best way to do it. Do your own research. Don't just believe whatever somebody on TV or radio or whatever says to you. Critical thinking, folks. You need that. Common sense helps. Not going to say much about common sense, but I have a little bit. That does not mean that I still don't do silly stuff, like as you might have noticed earlier in the episode. I have a little bit of fun. I'm going to attempt the next time it snows to rebuild my snow ramp and see if I can actually get a picture, snap screenshot of me putting that Mahindra back over there on the top of one of those sheds, because actually that was kind of fun. Yeah, you know what? I've just been mouthing off here, and we're almost done. And yeah, guys, I have not done lines on this. I don't do lines on my property. You know what I'm saying? Like my tractor ain't set up for any of that. I just do my thing. I get out here and I mow it down. I don't use lines. I don't normally use the in-game lines. I only started using it because of the some of the crop, like sowing crops, because I didn't want to miss anything. But I mean, in real life, if you're doing this, and you're having to wing it, basically, you're probably going to wind up missing a bit. That's just the way it works. Not saying that you would. I'm just saying that you probably will. A phone call distracts you for half a second or whatever, and your wheel goes that way a little bit, and you just missed that, and then it's like, well, you know, a loud noise, you know, like the other night there was a sound. It was like a loud boom. I don't know if somebody was playing with fireworks. I don't know what they were doing, but it was a loud boom. I'm like looking around trying to find it. I was out in the mule, little Kawasaki mule we got, and you know, next thing I know, I look down and not that I was really worried about it. It is four-wheel drive, but I was off in the grass. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, things happen. But we're gonna go ahead and finish up this field, and like I said, guys, um, I'll jump cut from here to finishing up with the hay bales, and then we'll call it an episode. We might actually move into June, just so you can join me in my little journey of discovery in regards to these dang cows. Um, I imagine that anybody that's watching probably knows cows, but apparently you might want to check. And I'm gonna have to talk to Cousin Gator about this, but I need to find out where he found those XML files because I want to. The next map I'm looking at doing, I want to check the XML files and confirm that everything is sort of even across the board. You know, I guess. I guess in some ways it depends on the map, the climate, blah blah. I can understand all that, but the meadow grass doing outperforming planted grass and pasture improvement. Now that doesn't make any sense to me. I have never seen a meadow field that has just been sitting there outperform pasture improvements. I've never seen that, and I doubt very seriously that you would find that, except to say that maybe, like, I don't know, if this was an old feedlot, like from, you know, like somebody had feedlots to fatten up cattle, um, and then it got turned into just meadow, I could possibly see it perform at a higher performance rate at that point, because that would be years um, you know, uh, feed and manure and blah 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 blah. I mean, that would be some seriously potent um, fertile soil to put basically any crop you wanted to into. I could see that, but then you would also have the issues of different types of weeds that would also love to be growing in that crop area too. Um, yeah. Anyway, hang on a minute. I gotta figure out. Gotta remember what my pause button is here, so I can jump cut. All right, guys. I think I remember it, and we'll be back. Well, we just finished up. Um, yep, yep. Let's see. I think it's, let me look at this real quick. Unload the baler. Alright, let's fold her up. Turn it off. Nope, she is off. Wait a minute. If she's off, why are those still? Okay. Alright, I just lifted it, so there you go. Alright, so we finished up with baling. It says we got 21 on the bale counter. That's not correct because I forgot to reset it before I started. I believe you'll find that we actually had 15. 15 bales. 15 bales. Give this girl a quick wash. We're going to clean her up, and then we're going to take her back up. We're going to jump in our pickup, grab the trailer, run out, grab the bales, and do a calculation on how much grass we actually pulled off that the entirety of those fields. I'm feeling like I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, fellas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, should there be any ladies out there? I am feeling like we're going to have a fair bit of disappointment in all of it. Whoa, better not hit that shed. Fair bit of disappointment in all this. Because, like I said, you can see where I put in more of the meadow grass. I put a little bit down through here, a little bit right yonder, a little bit around the corners here, right up in here. Just, where I'd paint it, I cleaned it up and put meadow grass in. And, yeah, it came up looking pretty nice. I did mess up that little bit of a corner. And came into the field a little bit. Granted, it didn't mess up the field any, but yeah, it just kind of made it look funny. Um, I mean, this is, oh, a little too far. We'll cut this again. We're gonna have to get this back out. I don't think, I move that, move that Klaus over beside the harvester since we're not harvesting anything anytime soon. We'll move that over and yeah, normally this is all stuff I do off camera, like moving equipment around and setting everything up and all. I don't know if you guys enjoy watching that or not. I don't want to bore you to tears. But again, I do find a lot of stuff in farm FS25 to be interesting. I still have to admit that at this point, while I like FS25, I'm still gonna go with the whole idea that opinion-wise, FS22, 19 was pretty good too. I think 22 was probably my favorite because I had a lot of mods in there. I had a lot of stuff that I could do. Um, Decorations that I could do, stuff like that. And then well, that was okay. And then FS 25 came out, and I mean, it was like when it came out, it was like, oh, here's 5 tractors for you to choose from, and I'm like, what? I mean, did you guys lose a sponsorship or something? What's going on there? We're going to rehook up to this because we'll be. Why is I? mm, There's a cow in my trailer. Um, Apparently, she decided she didn't want to take the food that was on the floor. She wanted that food in the trailer. Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna leave this running. Well, no, I'm gonna turn it off for now. Waste enough fuel as it is. We got some more mushrooms. I think these are. Oh, that's right. I've got the liftable pallets. These are tomatoes. Yes, excellent. So we got 2 of those. That means we need 8 more for the year, and we'll be on our. We've got our 10 strawberry, and we've got our 10 lettuce already in there. We still need more beetroot, preserved food beetroot, preserved food carrots, and preserved food parsnip. But the beetroot we got 3, carrots we got 4, and parsnip we got 3. As you can see, only one of butter, and we still have. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 of the sugar. We need 10 more for year 3. All right. We're gonna grab this gorgeous girl here, and I'm gonna say we got about 15. I think it's 15 um, bales out there. So we're gonna grab the little one, at least for the moment. And then we're going to do that, that, and that. And shut that down again. Oh, hang on. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? No. Alright, well, we'll wing it. Alright, maybe we can get 15 on here. I hope so. Be nice. As you can see, we only have one come off that field. That's not good. I mean, these are only 6,000 liters each, so, you know. No, I don't think we can get 15. I think we can get 8, which is, it's fine. I don't know where we're going to put them, to be quite honest. Which side have I got them loading to? Right side. We'll put it to the left side. I think we'll put them over here for the time being. As you can see, I've got sorghum out right now from the two big glass greenhouses. We have been pushing that very hard. It's 1 or 2 will come out per month. We also set up this one down here. See, there's 2 back yonder and 1 here. We've been pumping out some sorghum, guys. I ain't even gonna lie. All 4 of those, because that's 2 medium. This is 2 mediums right here. We have been pumping some sorghum out to get our bread up. And I mean, I could probably switch them to something else at this point. I think I got like 20,000 sorghum now, something like that. So we could probably switch them. Just get on the trainer. But yeah, I don't know what I'd switch it to at this point. And I've got a ton of wood chips down there, which I could be making money off that if I could find a spot to put this. I say I could be making money off of it. I think I could be making money off of it. If I could find a spot to put that production I've got. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so I think that's it. I'm looking. I don't see any more. Nope. So that's 6, and I think there was 8 that we put over here. Yep, 8 and 6 is 14. We got a little over, I think it's almost 4,000 in the baler. And hay. I will probably have to move away from that a little bit for it to drop. Let's see if we can do that. Nope, it's, yeah, kind of figured. Sometimes I just want to be annoyed with this, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so 14. Now remember, guys, when I just did the grass, I had a total of 140,000 liters. That was in the round bales with the silage. We got 40 bales off that. So we got 14 bales off this at 6,000 each. Now, somebody want to explain that one to me? I got 14 6,000 liter bales. Look. 6,000 liters. 14. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 84,000. And you did see, I showed you where it was ready to be harvested. It was orange. That's 84,000 hay. So does grass get halved now because it's made into hay? Hoss, I'm telling you, ladies and gents, something is just not adding up. It don't make no sense. And it's a little bit annoying. I mean, all that, all that work for 84,000 liters. Now the meadow grass didn't do that. You turned it into hay. It was hay, and it was 240,000 liters worth of freaking hay. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure the entirety we we can't afford to do that. All right, if we get 3 cuts off this at 84,000 each, that's going to equate to 252,000 liters of hay. Just hay, mind you. So that's not mixing TMR. So if we put it all to hay, that would basically be what we get, 252,000 liters for the year. I got 246,000 liters in 1 cut off a meadow field. Um, that's some next level ridiculous stuff there. So all of this, even if because it costs me money, I'll show you. Like if I go here and grab this, and then we go to plants, that is meadow, right? Biggest one I can do, we'll put it up here in the corner somewhere. Um, boom. As you can see, it drops. So there you go. So it's costing me 50 a pop or something like that, I think. Let's do it. It's 366 now. No, it's not costing me. It was 366, so it cost me what, 36? It's supposed to be 50. I'm a little bit lost on that, guys. I have no idea. I'll charge myself an extra 10 grand for it, to redo it. I don't care. Um, we want our meadow grass back because this is what I did my calculations on. All my calculations for TMR and hay and silage and everything else were done off of the initial cutting because I figured, okay, uh, I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm going to do something like if I go out and hay my fields right now, I got about 10 acres that I could turn to hay. About 2 acres is um, house, sheds, and mowed area for the house area. So it's about 2 acres there. We got almost 12. So I'm going to say, well, we got 11.84. So we got about 1.84 in of it is taken up by house, yard, and sheds. So if I went out and I cut the 10 acres out here to hay, and I know that every 3 months I can go out there and cut it. If on my first cut I cut tedder and bale it, and I get 24 round bales off of it, you can bet that every 3 months when I do that cut again, I'm expecting 24. Like I said, if I get 24 off of it, the next time I cut it, I'm expecting 24. I mean, it's reasonable to say, okay, with a +1 to 2 error, +1 either way, plus or minus 1 either way, um, you would get 23 to 25 off that cut. every 3 months. If I go from 246,000 liters to 84,000 off one cut. Now this is like, remember, one cut, and all this was built already. So when I did the initial cut, I still got 246,000 liters of hay from it. That's where all my hays come from, was the initial cut. And now I just do another cut, and we haven't used up a lot. We haven't used up, boy, that was it was 84,000. We initially took 246,000 off of it, and we only got 84,000. There's no way we've used up. Wait, no, hang on. Sorry, guys. We initially had. I'm trying to do this left-handed. I probably shouldn't do that because I'm not really left-handed. And but I am. So we're missing out on 162,000 liters. So the whole premise behind me doing, um, and again, we just did a cut on this last year and got 140,000 liters off of it in round bales. That's what we made our silage out of. So it is extremely confusing to me that if you do, uh, we got 40 bales of silage. Uh, they're 3,500 liters each. That's 140,000 liters. How did we lose? So if we just went on that, 140,000 liters, but we only got 84,000 off of hay, how did we lose 56,000 liters? That makes no sense. The math just literally doesn't add up on this. So yeah, guys, we're going to replace. I guess technically we're not going to replace the fields. We're going to put meadow grass over the fields and be happy about it because, like I said, my initial idea was to take the this field and leave it grass, and then after put oats here, put sorghum here, and then rotate. Like when the oats came up and the sorghum came up, we'd make those grass fields, do a cut. Then in the next year we'd see if we'd be able to get another cut from them, which obviously we couldn't this year because it snowed. Um, but then rotate the crop through. Well, we would replant grass here, go oats, go sorghum. But if we can't depend on um, on our baseline that we started with at the 246,000 liters, then all the calculations I have done so far and the attempt to um, rotate crops and everything else is completely thrown out the window. So yeah, it's a little. What is? Do you guys see that? Because I am so confused. I mean, it did say that it was supposed to rain around. Damn, I just ran over my Mahindra. It's fine. That little Mahindra is built like a tank. Ain't even gonna lie. And apparently this Ford's built like a tank too. It did say it was supposed to rain sometime this afternoon, but it's a little early for it to be raining, so I don't know. I did take a screenshot. Wait, no, I need that. I did. Thank you. I did take a screenshot. This is where some of my sorghum goes. I'll bring it and I'll put it in this little thing, and then I just use it to back up over to the chucks. yard birds, whatever you want to call them. I'll just back up over here and dump. I mean, it's got a little hydraulic thing, even though the hydraulic thing is long. How has this thing got hydraulics? Seriously. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, never mind. I just lost my train of thought completely at that point because I didn't realize this thing had hydraulics. But yeah, this is pretty cool for having just to basically feed the chickens. It holds up to like 3,000 liters or something like that. Unfortunately, I can't change it into a pallet trailer anymore. I have been thinking about buying another one of those trailers because you can turn the trailer into just a pallet trailer, and I could go grab all those little pallets down through there without a problem. Um, anyway, let's see. We'll leave the pallets out. I can go get them later. Ain't no biggie. That's going to be sold. Those two go into storage. All those will. I'll have to look and see how much I got. Anyway, hey girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Say, come on now. They ain't really no food out here. You need to be in here. You know what I'm saying? Oh me. Okay, how much food have they got right now? Okay, I need to move that out. So I need to go get the bobcat. Let's run, go get the bobcat. Run, get the bobcat. Grab the bale spear. Well, I don't know. The pallet thing will work. Grab the pallet thing. You kill two birds with one stone over here. Yep. Cool. Right back over this way. I really do wish this thing went a little bit faster. If it went as fast, well, I say I wish it went a little bit faster, but if it did go faster, I'd probably really mess up. I swear. I don't know what to think about that calf. But, you know, it is what it is, calf. Alright. We'll move out here. Just stick her right there. Alright. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go past here. What are they looking like? Cow barn. Yeah, they're good. We don't really. I dumped some TMR in there. Sugar cane. I'll need to get that too. I think I got enough in the down there right now to do what it needs to do. Alright, let's move into next month. I'm gonna sit here. We'll time scale this up a little bit. Wait until the food. Alright, now let's time scale it back down. Then we'll jump in here. Fire up. And should be say start off overloading. So start overloading. Yep. Alright. Let's see how we go tonight. We're gonna watch. We've got what do we got? 88% overall. Look, don't be so bossy. 88% overall. We got 609 over. Oh, let's bump this up. See what we got going on. That was 500. Milk went up a little bit. There's another 500. Milk went up a little bit. Another 500-ish. It went up a little bit more. It went up 171 liters. I have 30 cows in here. Good gracious. How does that make any sense? Hell's way up there. Alright. What's milk going up to? Went up by about 200. Again. Did we slow down? No, we don't want to slow down. Whoa, whoa. Alright, where are we at? Went up by 156. It's raining. Went up by 140. I can't calculate that off in my head. That was about 200. That's about 200. $59, 3,000. So it's not going up a huge amount. Alright, how much did we use out of here? So from noon yesterday to 6 a.m. this morning, I had 18,000 TMR in there, and we used up almost, well, about 9,000 liters of it. Not to mention, because it was constantly replacing it. Every time it went down, it constantly replaced it with TMR. And it looks like, doesn't look like they used up any of that. Doesn't look like they used up any of that. It looked like it was just pure TMR going out. So, in a month, supposedly, not a full month, but you guys know what I'm saying here. In a month, they used about 9,000 liters of feed. Now, mind you, I'm going to go into my other save. I'm going to set up one cow with TMR in a trailer like this, and I'm going to do a few of these to test out to see on this map. It might be different on different maps, guys. So I don't know. In saying that, we did get 3,140 liters of milk. So guess where that's about to go? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's where that's about to go. We've got to put that down yonder. I think we've resolved our milk issue for the moment. I think. The problem is if, I mean, we can get 3,000 plus liters of milk per month. The question is the productions down here going to actually be able to put out, because this is June, we have 6 months. So we gotta have all this in December. We have 6 months to get 9 more pallets of butter and 9 more pallets of cheese, plus 5,000 liters of milk to go in storage. Guys, I honestly still don't think we're going to hit that target. I really, really don't. I wish that we did. It's not going to stop us. Like, you know, we're not going to just stop. We're going to go on into year 3 and see if we can't make year 3 stuff happen. Let's see. Yeah, wow, 5 and 3. I don't know how that works. I can't remember if this one down here does. We have flour. We have another form of butter. Looks like. Now, does this do sugar? What's that? Beetroot. Parsley. Carrots. Okay. Cool. Cool. That is a lot of pig food. Where's the thing? Okay. Does this do butter? It does do butter. What is the all-in-one? How much milk have we got in it right now? 3,000 liters of milk. So the question is, do I put the milk I currently have in here, because it is currently running milk, butter, and cheese. And for anybody that's looking at it and say, oh, he's got it at 200%, 960, 2640, and you get one pallet basically per month, even at 200%. Like I said, we basically already lost this month. But I don't know whether to put that in or not. Why is the flour being put out? Because it's supposed to store. I don't know. I just don't know. So confusing. Amount of sugar beets? Wait, did I put the sugar beets in here? I think I put the sugar beets in here and the sugar cane over here. So I need to get my sugar cane that I got up there and put it in here and put my sugar beets. I don't remember if I'm still doing sugar beets. Crap. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and put the milk in here and hope that this production can get somewhat close. I may put next month's into the other one and pray that with having both of them producing, I might be able to do it. I don't know. I mean, we're paying for the privilege for double the output, because we are paying them $4,800 a month to do it, to double the output on the sugar, not on the sugar, well, on the sugar too. But on the milk, we are definitely double the production. I may say that I'm putting 2 more people down there, purely for cheese and butter, and say that that's why there's a 200% improvement on it. Let's see. Anyway, guys, I've got a lot of background stuff I got to do here. Getting pallets, moving them where they're supposed to be. I think I'm gonna put a skip in so I can just toss the pig food, because I just keep getting it and I'm not really using it because I only have 4 pigs. They're not eating that much. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure as they get older they'll eat more, but I think I have like 10,000, almost 10,000 liters of pig food in the multi-crop storage over there. So I don't think we'll need to worry about that. Yep. We will bring you back in tomorrow. We'll probably still be in June. May run it and see how well, like if that holds true with the cows. I haven't made up my mind about the goats yet, because even if we can produce the milk, like even if I went off and got another 30 cows, can we produce down in those 2 productions? Can they produce enough in the few months that we got left to actually make the butter and the cheese that we need, plus have the 5,000 left over. I mean, I'll look at it because I think Cousin Skeeter's running goats. May look and see how he's doing it and what pen he's got. Because we've got plenty of hay at the moment. Say plenty. We got enough. Because I do have TMR. I have TMR. So I got, that would make, what, 34 bales of hay with the 14. So I should have enough hay to feed any goats. Still got almost 200,000 liters of solid, TMR. And then the next cut we make, we should be able to run a little more silage and more hay to get more TMR and more hay on hand so that we can have, because next year we need 10,000 liters of milk and 20 pallets of butter and 20 pallets of cheese. So either we're going to have to get another cow barn or we're going to have to get a lot of goats, folks. But you understand what I'm saying? This right here, this is not going to keep up with the amount of TMR and hay that we're going to need. It won't keep up. We can't do it. 84,000 per cut. And if those guys are using, let's say, 10,000 liters of food, we only saw 9,000. I guarantee you there's probably another, well, let's see. We started at noon. There's another 6 hours. You're probably looking at another, use 9,000 in 18 hours. Let's do a quick calculation. Or at least that's what I'm calculating at. 9,000, and you divide that by 18. That's 500 liters per hour, is what it sounds, is what it looks like. So you multiply that time, that's another 3,000. So you're looking at least 1,200 or 12,000 liters per month in just TMR. Okay, that's on 30 cows. Double it. That's 24,000 a month. Just in TMR in year 3. And we're only getting 84,000 in hay per cut. 84,000. That's 252. That's 252,000 a year. But some of that's going to have to be used for silage because we're going to have to mix that for cattle. So even though, well, 24,000 a month, you multiply that times 12 a month, that's 288,000 liters of food, TMR, that we're going to need to maintain that 100% and get that kind of production out of them. You're going to have at least 288,000 liters of TMR for the year. I just don't see us being able to do it on 84,000 liters cuts. And here's another thing. We got 84,000 liters of hay off this, but yet we got 140,000 liters of silage. So it makes no sense. I am completely lost and dumbfounded as to how that works, guys. So anyway, I have rambled on way too long. I'm sorry about that, guys. I appreciate you. Sorry it took so long. I probably should cut it up, but I don't know. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still trying to figure out the editing part of things. So, if you skip bits, I completely understand. If you did like if you did like the video, I'd appreciate you liking it. If you don't, let me know why. I'd greatly appreciate that. I really would. Constructive criticism is always welcome. And other than that, thank you for your time. Greatly appreciate you being here. And you take care of yourselves, okay? And we will catch up with you later.